This is a single entendre, by the way. You explained it very well, what Let's Go Brandon means, but it's just a mask that says F Joe Biden. That's what it's doing, and that's from a U.S. congressman on the House floor.
Yep.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. All right, the Let's Go Brandon chant, the slogan that has swept the nation, has CNN's panties all in a twist this week, especially after South Carolina Congressman Jeff Duncan was photographed wearing a Let's Go Brandon mask. And democracy as we know it, I guess, is just now over.
When members of Congress are bringing that kind of language, you can't then repair and talk about the need for civility and respecting a president when he's from your party.
Yeah, look, it's on the House floor. The guy's wearing an F Joe Biden mask on the House floor, and it's just,
Really? I mean, there was a time when CNN loved this stuff, when vulgarities were actually said by members of Congress, and they thought that was great.
Because we're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the mother.
All right, we're back with David Gregory, MJ Lee, and Alex Burns. MJ, she knows that people are holding cameras up like this, taping it, so this wasn't like a hot mic moment. Right. This was a message, and I think that you can hear already that a lot of the freshman class is filled with vim and vigor, as my euphemism for something else. And so will we see some flame throwing? I mean, is this a style that they're coming to Washington with that they think will be effective?
Oh, it's a style when a Democrat uses vulgarity towards a president. See, there's a difference.
Are you surprised it is still being talked about so much?
Very much so. I can tell you, I'm very unapologetically me, and I know people back home that I've represented for 6 years in the state legislature in Michigan are kind of used to my realness, used to this passion.
Oh yeah, get over it. It's real. It's a passion. Unless you're a Republican wearing a Let's Go Brandon mask.
This is a single entendre, by the way. You explained it very well, what Let's Go Brandon means, but it's just a mask that says F Joe Biden. That's what it's doing, and that's from a U.S. congressman on the House floor.
Yes, it's a huge breach of a norm that you would. I don't even know how to describe this as a norm, because this is just something that I never would have even imagined somebody was going to be doing, was wearing a mask with that message. But again, the goal is all about agitating. The goal is all about getting people upset.
Yeah, I think we know exactly what CNN is all about. Contact Amazon, tell them to deliver their advertising to a place that is not CNN. After avoiding mentioning it for ages, MSNBC finally acknowledged on Tuesday the controversy in Loudoun County, Virginia, where the school board stands accused of covering up a bathroom rape in order to protect a transgender bathroom policy. But there is an election in Virginia, and leftists do like boys in skirts going into girls' bathrooms for some reason. So for MSNBC, rape in school just isn't a major issue that should concern voters.
But it's just one county, and how have these school board fights become this big part of now a campaign across the state? I mean, that's extraordinary, right? These culture wars are often wrapped up in getting people fired up over things that aren't even major issues.
Absolutely.
Wow, and it's not just MSNBC. CNN is just shocked that parents are upset and coming to school board meetings in Virginia.
Now, Youngkin does seem very comfortable with this narrative. When you go to his rallies, I've been to many, it's filled with parents and grandparents animated by this Parents Matter message.
I cannot imagine being that out of touch. But at least they're finally mentioning the Loudoun County gender-fluid bathroom rape story. Unlike the lefty nets who decided that students holding walkouts and a guilty ruling against the attacker just weren't worth mentioning. Seriously, some had no coverage. Once again, they were busy covering those other important stories on Tuesday, especially ABC's World News Tonight.
Tonight in Union, Kentucky, John Barry and his children in the very car he rode in when he was a child.
He's a gentleman who's 81 years old, and he said, I got to thinking about your desire for the car, and I think it was time to let it go.
I mean, a 71 Cutlass is a cool car, but really? That gets more coverage than Loudoun County. I guess the media agrees with Barack Obama that rape at school by a dude in a skirt is an issue that they just don't have time for.
We don't have time to be wasting on these phony, trumped-up culture wars, this fake outrage.
But one shouldn't question the leftist media priorities, right? I mean, it's always simply push an extreme left agenda. CNN newsroom host and former Obama State Department official Jim Sciutto came up with a new reason to support the Democrats' massive partisan spending bill on Thursday. It's because letting Democrats spend is the only way the world will know that democracy can work.
You know the importance of the president's domestic agenda as he comes here to this key international summit. The president has said as much to lawmakers. He needs these plans in place, not only to have a climate change plan, because that's top of the agenda here at G20 and next week in Scotland, but also to show that the U.S. democratic system can work.
Yes, democracy dies without massive spending by Democrats. He's going to go with that.
But also to show that the U.S. democratic system can work. That's crucial to his success and to America's pitch, in effect, to the world.
And since Biden's now in Europe without a deal, CNN now believes that America has been diminished.
Well, I think it's not only the president who would be diminished. I think the United States would be diminished. I think everyone knows in the G20 and elsewhere knows that President Biden has said America is back.
It couldn't be that Biden's diminished and a failure. No, it has to be America is dysfunctional.
Well, America may be back as far as President Biden's concerned, but if the Congress is not with him, that means that our government is basically dysfunctional.
I wonder why it seems the leftist media is doing everything it can to prop up a failing Biden presidency. In fact, MRC analysts looked at the morning and evening broadcast news programs from August through about the end of October of 2021 for Biden versus the same time frame in 2017 for Trump. And while ABC, CBS, and NBC all mentioned Donald Trump's poll numbers 37 times, they only noted the rapidly dropping numbers for Biden 19 times. It's almost like they don't want to talk about it for some reason.
The press corps, the people we read and the people we see all day long on cable news tend to live in blue dots. No fault of their own. It's where their employers are located. But it helps explain why the press corps largely was shocked at the rise of the Tea Party, shocked at the election of Donald Trump.
Not as shocked as I am that Brian Williams told the truth for like 10 whole seconds. It's a record for him. But of course, he didn't have any suggestions on changing anything about living in the leftist bubble. I mean, I don't think he really wants to change anything. None of the leftists do. They see reporting both sides of an issue as a problem.
I want to dive right into your argument about what both-siderism is and why it's failing the public. Who's, is it that we're treating Democrats and Republicans equally and ignoring GOP radicalism? Is that the heart of the problem?
In a sense.
In a sense that the mainstream media has been so lefty for so long that they don't even see it. Right, Lester Holt?
Number one is, I think it's become clearer that fairness is overrated.
Yeah, let's not forget about that. Don't forget to have a happy Halloween, dress up like Brian Stelter, and scare the heck out of some people. Or you can just be a demonic potato. I'm Eric Shiner from MRC-TV, asking you to scare some leftists by wearing some of the gear that's available at the MRC Store. Drop by online and fill up your treat bag. Also get all the tasty information and videos that you could possibly hope for on MRCTV.org. Drop by and check it out. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to these videos on the social media platform of your choice. We'll be back next week with some more leftist media lunacy. See you then.